So I hope we are ready. Give me a one in the chat if you are ready for the call. Just drop me a one in the chat. Right. So welcome to tonight's call, and I believe this will be one of the best classes you have ever attended. And okay. If you can hear my voice and hear me loud and clear, uh, give me one in the chat. I'm sorry, my camera is going to be off. My camera is going to be off, but I hope my voice is loud and clear. I see someone is saying, get your camera on, but you'll excuse me today, my camera will be off. But my name is Worth Coach Julius. I've been here for the last good years. Yeah, I've been here for the last good years. So if you don't know me, you will know me as you keep staying in the business. So focus on the information I'm going to share. Someone says me, I'm not seeing you. I've said my camera is off. So focus on the information I'm going to share, not on me. Okay? If you are ready for us to get started, type for me a yes in the chat. Since this is a training, I generally welcome everyone. I'll not go into specifically where you are coming from because the reason why I'm here tonight is to carry out a training and not to go into specific uh, training or presentation. So I'm going to share my screen and basically we get into our main topics of discussion tonight. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. If you can be able to see my white screen onto your side, that side, give me a two in the chat. If you can see my whiteboard on your screen, drop me a two in the chat and let's get into our class for today. All right, friends. I will basically start this class with updates in the market. I will start this news with the updates in the market, and so that people could be aware of what is happening, what's expected to happen, and where does this position you and me to the future of cryptocurrency. At the start of this year, I basically mentioned three major events that are going to take place, and these events have the power and the ability to create multi-millionaires in the crypto market space. Event number one that happened this year was the BTC ETFs. If you don't know about this, this stands for Bitcoin, and this is the ticker. You know, in cryptocurrency, we have something we call a ticker. A ticker is an abbreviation. For example, instead of me writing Ethereum uh, by its name, I'll write ETH. So ETH is the name of the coin. It's the ticker. The name is Ethereum, but the ticker is this. So you'll find me using tickers of cryptocurrency than they are named. So today, the Bitcoin ETF came into the market, friends, and like I've been able to explain on some of my platforms about how powerful this could be, and Just a minute as we share the link. Okay. So I will basically okay. So I'll basically start from my basic information. Like I've said, I'll just want to create a little awareness. Yeah, just want to create a little awareness of what is happening and basically what is expected to happen in the crypto market space. And how this one, friends, we have the Bitcoin ETFs, and this Bitcoin ETF started on the 10th of January. That was 2024. That's where the game started. And the word ETF stands for Exchange Traded Funds. Exchange Traded Funds. Um, Exchange Traded Funds, ETFs. So these ones, what do they mean? They are companies that have registered. So there are companies that have registered, like BlackRock, ARK Invest, and so many others. I'll not go into their details, that were allowed to come in the market, buy BTC, and then people go to these companies and they buy shares of BTC. Now, the reason why people prefer ETFs is that someone doesn't need to know about Bitcoin. Someone doesn't need to do analysis. All the analysis and the techniques and the sales are done by these companies. And someone gets shares and gets profit on their shares. Although it is indirect, these companies come direct and buy Bitcoin in the market. And friends, these companies have really done us an amazing work. I cannot put these companies down. They have basically caused the crypto market space to be an amazing venture for all of us. And they have caused the market to rise. Basically, the ETFs have caused the market to rise. I remember when the ETFs came in on the 10th of January 2024, we saw their significant effect after 2 months. And that was in the month of, that was on the month of March. That was in the month of March, where we saw the market skyrocket so hard. And the month of March, friends, we had Bitcoin from as low as 40,000 US dollars to as high as 73,000 US dollars. So this was one of the first events. And the reason why I say the Bitcoin ETF are going to make us millionaires, first, friends, the Bitcoin ETF brought new money in the market. They brought new money in the market. They brought new money in the market. Two, it brought new investors in the market. It brought new investors in the market. Three, the Bitcoin ETFs, not only they bring new money, they brought new awareness. They brought new awareness. And also they increased confidence. You know, the ETFs increased confidence in the people about crypto. Okay, they improved confidence in the people about crypto. That although cryptocurrencies are highly risky ventures, but people can use them to make a lot of money. And we have had a significant move. The ETFs have done us an amazing move. If we look at what are the bad sides that ETFs have brought, those are the positive. Could also look at the negative side. Okay, what are the negatives? The negatives of ETFs. The ETFs have made cryptocurrencies highly fluctuating. Yeah, they have made Bitcoin highly fluctuating because whenever they make a sell, there is a big move out of the market and they basically cause either a strong drop in the market or a strong rise in the market. And this is one of the negatives they have been able to create in the market. But friends, I've talked about the positive sides, and I want now to go to the second event and why it's going to create us so much millionaires in the market. The second event that I said that is very key and important the crypto market space, as I wait for a few people to get in, is basically the Bitcoin halving. The BTC halving is an event that takes place every after 4 years. Okay, every after 4 years, friends, the amount of Bitcoin that are paid to the Bitcoin miners, the BTC miners, these guys that verify transactions that happen on the Bitcoin blockchain and solve the mathematical puzzle. Every after 4 years, the amount of Bitcoins given to them is halved. So generally, this reduces the amount of Bitcoins that come in the market on a daily basis. By the end of last year, before the halving that happened on April, we had over close to 900 Bitcoins that come in the market on a daily basis. But now we have around 450 Bitcoins that come in the market on a daily basis. Now, friends, how does this and how will this make us millionaires this year? One, friends, one of the reasons why Bitcoin is key, Bitcoin is de-inflationary. It means that it has a limited supply of 21 million Bitcoins, but all these are not in the market because most of the Bitcoins come in the market by the Bitcoin miners. That's how they are mined when new blocks are created onto the Bitcoin blockchain. And basically, because of that, we have that the supply already we have close to over 19.7 million Bitcoins in the market. So the supply already in the market, which we could define as the supply, the circulating supply, okay, of Bitcoin in the market is already 19.7 million, but the demand is too high. The demand of Bitcoins that need to be bought is too high. And because the demand is too high, basically, and the supply is limited, the price of Bitcoin has basically will be able to continue going up because there is increased demand of Bitcoin across the world. So because of that, basically, we expect the prices of cryptocurrencies to go high into that respective manner. The third event that I basically discussed is the event of the Ethereum ETFs, which were launched yesterday. And the Ethereum ETFs, Ethereum is one of the cryptocurrencies used to develop what we call decentralized applications. These are applications that allow people to create an atmosphere of developers and come up with solutions on the blockchain or on internet. It means that uh, applications that are created onto the Ethereum blockchain are not controlled by anybody. Okay, they are moved on a blockchain. So since the first 15 minutes I saw yesterday, Ethereum allowed in an investment of $112 million, meaning that if we are putting Bitcoin in the first place and Ethereum in the second place, we could see Ethereum going high at a very terrific speed. And because of this, basically, coins related on the Ethereum blockchain could be able to outperform others in the market. Friends, another blockchain to pay close attention to, there are basically two, but I will base on two. I will talk about Matic. Another blockchain that is going to do us very amazingly is Matic and Solana. There is increase of high volume in the Solana blockchain, causing development of so many meme tokens onto the Solana blockchain. Meme means that these, they don't have value. And Matic, this is basically because Solana and Matic come from India, and India is one of the countries, friends, that have a high population, and the adoption rate, basically, because of this is high. That's why you'll see good work happening on these two blockchains. And the third one is Tone, but basically, I would say we could see Solana moving close to 1,000 US dollars by the end of this bull cycle. Having given you a few hints on what is happening in the market, I will end with the last hint that is taking the market by storm right now, and that is the election of USA. The US government, being one of the major players in the financial markets, friends, has the power to affect the market. And because of that, this week on Friday, we are hosting two presidential candidates onto the biggest Bitcoin conference that is happening, friends, in the United States of America. And we have Donald Trump and Jeff Kennedy, who are going to be able to speak on these conferences. And we believe they have the power to affect the market, not because they're affecting Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in general, but because Donald Trump is uh, is what I had. Okay, he has the power to affect financial markets. He's one of the people that believe in financial markets, and he has the power to affect financial markets positively. And we believe once he comes in power, friends, we could have some effects of faster lowering down of interest rates. And this week, we have seen China lower down their interest rates to 0.25. We have seen Canada lower down their interest rates at 0.25, which means more people can borrow money and bring money into financial markets. Having said that, I want to go to Royal Q, one of the main topics of my sharing tonight. Tonight, I want to share three topics. One, I want to define what is floating loss. Two, I want to talk about basic settings, how you can be able to set your robot in a basic way, basic understanding. And then I will also talk about how to overcome floating loss. And those are going to be my major topics, how to overcome floating loss. Or these are my three training topics that I want to my time for today. Let me start with floating loss as one of the major topics that disturb a lot of people. Okay, what is floating loss? That's where I want. What is floating loss? What is floating loss? This is a very important topic. So, friends, I will start with a statement. Nobody can avoid floating loss. I need to be crystal clear. Nobody can avoid floating loss. It's part of the business. It is part of the business you are doing. But let me explain what is floating loss. Basically, let's use the Bitcoin let's use Matic as our learning coin. Let's say this is the token you have bought. It's Matic stroke USDT. I've explained in my previous classes that USDT is the best currency and Matic is the coin you want to trade. It means that basically in your exchange, either Binance or Huobi or Kraken or Indodax, you are having USDT, and then you decide to instruct your robot to remove money from USDT to Matic, so that when Matic rises, it removes money from Matic back to USDT. Now, this is what happens. Matic, current price of Matic, let me say is one USDT or $1, and you enter at current price. Immediately when you enter, the price of Matic comes down, or the price of Matic drops to 0.8 dollars. Friends, because of the difference between the current price you entered the market, sorry, because of the price you entered the market, which was $1, and immediately when you entered, the price of the market dropped to 0.8. So the difference of the new current price, because now we have a new current price, I'll use CP, which is 0.8, and your entry price is your average price, which is $1. The difference between your entry and the current price is what we call floating loss. Is what we call floating loss. But I want to go into details about this. But if you have understood a plain picture of what floating loss is, give me a 2 in the chart. If you have understood a plain picture just means a mere understanding of what floating loss is. I want to just go into details to bring a better understanding. All right, friends. Now let's use an example of my friend Peter. Peter wants to get involved into what we call financial markets, and Peter wants to make a decision to join financial markets. Peter decides to go and buy 1 bar of gold. So Peter decides to go and buy 1 bar of gold, 1 bar of gold. And by the time the price of gold is $10,000, so Peter gets himself 1 bar of gold. Today, on the date, which is 24th, so on the 24th of July 2024, Peter buys 1 bar of gold at a price of $10,000. Basically, Peter, after 2 days, let's say Peter on the 26th of of this month, Peter still goes back to the shop and he finds that the price of gold is now $8,000. I have a question. Will Peter still have his 1 bar of gold? I have a question. Will Peter still have his 1 bar of gold? I need your participation, friends, to make my training very easy. Peter goes back on 26th. He bought on 24th. Peter, yes, people say, and that's right. Peter goes back and still has his 1 bar of gold. Sorry for that. And still he has his 1 bar. So Peter still has his 1 bag of gold at $8,000. Still on the 20, Peter doesn't get satisfied, is very annoyed. So very early in the morning, Peter goes back to the shop to check his bar of gold, and still Peter finds his bar of gold at $5,000. I still have a question. Does Peter still have his 1 bar of gold? Does Peter still have his 1 bar of gold? Because when Peter went back the next day, he was not happy after 2 days. The price of gold had not gone up. But yes, thank you. So Peter still has his 1 bar of gold. Friends, when you invest in cryptocurrency, unless a coin is delisted, which we are going to also discuss if time allows on how you overcome that, you basically, if you buy Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin moves, let me say this is BTC, moves from $10 to 8,000 to 5,000, and you bought 1 Bitcoin, would you still have the same Bitcoin on 27th? Would you still have the same Bitcoin on 27th? Give me a 1 in the chat if you still have, and give me a 0 if you'll have lost it. Give me a 1 in the chat if you still have it, or give me a 0 if you have lost it. Thank you. So you still have the same Bitcoin. The difference is in your Royal queue, we have what we call quantity. In Royal queue, we have what we call quantity. The quantity of the coins that the robot has bought for you will never reduce, but what will reduce is the value of the coin. Is the value of the coin. So the value will drop. It means now we have more sellers in the market than more buyers in the market. If you have understood what floating loss is, before I take you through how to overcome floating loss, give me a 5 in the chat. Because I just feel it is not right for people to complain in groups that they have lost their money simply because maybe they do not understand what floating loss is. I believe there should be a certain degree of understanding the power of the opportunity that there is no loss. Now I have a question. Am I right when I stand in front of you and say that the Royal Q robot in the spot market does not have any loss? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Am I right, friends? Let me know. If I say that in the robot, because look here, friends, Peter, my friend Peter, goes back on the same shop on the 30th and on Hope I'm back. I hope I'm back. Give me one in the chat if I'm loud and clear. Hope I'm back. Back. Yeah, sometimes people complain, but there are controllable and non-controllable factors. So if you don't hear me, it means it's a non-controllable factor. Network has bleached, and I have no control about that. Okay. So are we clear with floating loss before I go to basic settings of the robot? Are we clear with floating loss? Give me a 2 in the chat if now you understand what floating loss is and you don't have any issues with floating loss. Then we go to basic settings. Then we go to how we can control and overcome floating loss. Give me a 2 in the chat. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood what is floating loss? Because I'm not going to go back now to that because the rest, we are now 40 minutes past the time. It's clear. You understand what floating loss is. You don't have any issue with floating loss because you still have your assets. You still have your assets. Because you see, when people join the business, they focus on their money, but they never focus on what they have got. So now I want to go to basic settings, do what I call a basic setting. Because if someone gets the basic settings of the robot, they can never have issues with the robot. Okay? Especially these settings, I'm going to care so much for people who care so much when the market goes against them. I'm trying to retrieve my devices to make sure that I have other devices on board because it seems one device is getting very weak. Okay. Sorry. Now that I've given what floating loss is, I see someone whose hand up. I don't know what the problem is. Please, what's your problem? I see your hand is up. What's your problem? Any challenge? I see your hand is up, breathe. Okay, she's not unmuting, so I'll lower down your hand. Okay. All right, so let me now share my screen. Let's go to basic setting. Someone may be asking, why am I sharing basic settings? Yet we have different setting strategies. I basically want to share basic settings to help someone who has issues with floating loss. Maybe they could go with basic settings as they set up their robot. Okay? All right. Now I'm sharing my screen because basically we have different strategies, but someone could come up with a basic setting. Now, friends and partners across the world, when it comes to basic settings, you basically just need to understand this way. One, how much capital do I want to expose in one coin? For example, if I have $100, I cannot trade more than one coin. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood that. If I have $200, I have a choice to trade one coin, or I have a choice to say I'll trade 2 coins. This is basic knowledge. If I have $300, I could divide maximally my capital into 2, and I trade one coin today, and if it doesn't sell, I trade another coin the next day. Am I making sense to someone? I have $500. I can decide to divide my $500 into 2, and I say I'll trade each coin with $250. Or I would trade $500 and I trade one coin. I have $1,000. I have a choice to trade one coin, or I have a choice to divide my capital into five, and I have power to go with $200 per coin. All I can say, I have my $1,000, I'll divide it into two, and I trade each coin with $500. Now, the biggest question that I want to answer, I'm teaching basic settings. The biggest question I want to answer is here. The more capital I concentrate on one coin, one, the more profitable the coin will be. Two, the more powerfully I'll get out of the coin faster if I use good settings. But on the other side, if I divide my capital into more times, two, the more coins I'll trade, maybe the lesser profit I'll make, but the more chances I'll have. If you have understood, today I'm just doing basic information. If you have understood how to manage your wallet well, give me a 2 in the chat. Give me a 2 in the chat. Because this is trading. I do not have any specific strategy. I give general knowledge. And it gets back to you, the owner of the money. Is it clear? What do you want me to pardon? Is there anything confusing you? It is up to you and your money. Give me a yes in the chat if I'm clear. If you have $100, you cannot trade two coins. If you have more than $100, you could decide to divide your capital into two, or divide your capital into three, or use that capital to one coin. Am I clear? So I do all these other strategies that we have, buy poverty strategy, the bull run strategy, they are just there to help you make more profit. But it is everything you need to know is just basic settings. Now, I want to create a strategy. I've been given a coin. Now, when it comes to trading, especially, let me say this loud and clear. Royal Q was built to be an automated robot. I don't know why people can hear that very clear. Royal Q was built to be an automated robot. How do you automate your robot? Let's take an example. In Binance, Royal Q has close to now, I think, 402 coins. If I want to maximize profit, I either trade half of this, quarter of this, or all of them. Now I have a question. If I trade all these coins, they are 402, and I trade each coin with $500, will I make profit per day? I need some answers in the chat. We are going to look at settings. I have Royal Q in Binance has 402 coins. And I trade each coin with $500. Will I make profit per day? The answer is yes. Why? The answer is yes. Friends, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Why? Because if one coin is doing poorly, another coin is doing well. Give me a 5 in the chat if you have understood that. If one coin is doing poorly, another coin is doing well. I have a question for you. Have been in the moving. Is there a day when the market is not moving, even when the market is very bad? Is there a day when the market is not moving? Let me know. Is there a day? I don't know if I'm alone on the call. I need your response. The market is moving every single day. I don't know if I'm making sense to someone. So if I am trading all the coins, I'll be making money per day. I have a second question. Do I need to know which coin to pick if I'm using this strategy? Do I need to know which coin to pick? Give me some answers in the chat. No. Do I need to care about the direction of the market? No. That is why Royal Q was built to be a fully automated robot. That if someone have their capital, Royal Q is a mathematically, you just come up with mathematics and say, okay, I want to trade 200 coins. And I want these coins that whenever the market drops 100%, the robot buys. It keeps on buying and selling. As simple as that. Then you say, I'll open 100 margin calls with a margin call drop of 1%. Whenever the market will drop 1%, the robot will buy. Then you say, I want my robot to drop 100 times. That is 100%. I have a question. If I set 100% on all coins, will I be making money? I'm teaching basic settings because I see people getting annoyed for nothing. I trade 200 coins. And basically, I will be making money whether you are sleeping, whether I'm walking, whether I'm eating, whether I'm drinking, I'll be making money per day. Why? Because I'm trading so many coins. Now I have a question. Does someone need to know technical analysis and which coin to pick if they're using this strategy? Does someone need to know what is a candle? How do candles behave? La 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 la. The market structure, the market ponto stay. They don't need. It is just bullshit. They don't need, not needed. Now the question is why? Why does someone who uses that strategy does not need some answers in the chat? Some answers in the chat. Some answers in the chat. Why don't they need? Give me an answer, someone in the chat. The answer is simple because of time. They have good capital. They have good capital to do the automatic trading. But I have a question. Can we all afford automatic trading? I have a question. Can we all afford automatic trading? No, we cannot. Now, if we cannot afford automatic trading, is it possible that sometimes we can pick trades and the market goes against us? Is it possible that sometimes we can pick trades and the market goes against us? That is floating loss. It is very possible. So that's why we say when using the robot, there are two major steps that are key. One, coin selection. I'm going to post a video done by one of my leaders. Coin selection. That's why we provide signals. We are saying, don't come to the robot and just pick any coin because you must have a certain skill on coin selection. I'm going to post a video on YouTube on how to pick coins, which I've done before, but there is one that looks to be more simple, done by another leader, which is okay. Coin selection. Number two, settings. Now, these settings today that I'm going to talk about will depend on how you feel. Now, trading is how you feel. People don't like this. Trading is how you feel. how you feel when the market goes against you, and how you feel when the market is in profit. Let me give an example before I go to my basic settings. How many of you are here? You one day felt that the market was going against you. You sold your trade, then the market pumped immediately after you have sold your trade. You were worried about the market because I just want to be genuine. You were worried about the coin is over me, the coin. You sold the coin. And immediately when you sold the coin, the market pumped up. That's why I say it's about how you feel. It's not about capital. It's about how you feel when the market goes against you. How many of you have been here? The market was maybe in positive 2, and you felt like it is delaying you to give you 3%. Then you sold. Hardly had you sold it at a 2%, it pumps to 10%. Type I'm here in the chat. You had looked at a coin, it has delayed to give you maybe the 2%, the 3%, and you felt like, this coin is overdelaying, I want to enter another one. Then you sell. When you sell, immediately the coin pumps up, and you feel like, is this really for me? Now, I just want to go back to the trading, even using the robot, is how you feel when you are in a floating loss and how you feel when you are in a floating profit. And the basic settings I'm going to share are basically going to depend on your feelings. Because all the strategies we provide are just basic strategies to help you maximize profit. But today I want to trade with your feelings. Today, I want to trade with your emotions, because one of the reasons why most people are not using their robot well is because they have attached their feelings to their trades. And because of this, sometimes when the market goes against them, they feel bad. And sometimes when they are in profit and they sell faster, they feel bad. So today I want to handle how you feel. And the settings I'm going to give will depend on how you feel. Okay, so can we start? Give me a 2 in the chat if you are ready. Then we start. These are basic settings. Anybody could apply them. Anybody could apply them. And they are basic. Let me say I have $100. Let me say I have $100. And I want to set a basic trade. I have a choice because the minimum first buying amount is 5. I have a choice to use 5 to be my first buying amount. I have a choice to use 8 to be my first buying amount. I have a choice to use 10 to be my first buying amount. I have a choice to make 15 my first buying amount. Let's say, if I say 100 divide by 5, what I will get is the number of margin called. So 100 divided by 5, I'll get how much? I'll get how much? 100 divided by 5, I'll get how many? Margin calls. I get 120. So my margin call limit will be 20, and my first buying amount will be 5. If you have understood that, give me a yes in the chat. I have $100 and I want to start with $5. My margin call limit will be 20. It means that I want my robot to buy 20 times, and whenever it buys, it puts in $5. Is that fine, friends? Is it clear? It means that whenever the robot will be buying, it will be putting in $5. So I come on, how do I want my robot to put in the $5? It comes to margin configuration. I can decide that every time when the market drops, the robot whenever the market drops by 1%, these are basic, this is basic understanding. Whenever the market drops by 1%, the robot puts in $5. So this side on the multiple buying ratio, I'll put 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 throughout. Whenever the market drops by 1%, the robot puts in 1 time. It means that from my entry price, when the robot drops 20%, give me a 2 in the chat if that is clear. As simple as that. Whenever my robot will drop, babe, whenever my robot will drop, it will put in $5. Then another person says, me, my capital is $100. I want my robot to put in $10 whenever the market drops. So change this, instead of having 5, we'll have 10. So the number of margin calls here will, and I moved off. Someone called me and I moved off. Someone called me and I moved off. So $100 divided by 10. What will be my first buying amount? $100 divided by 10. What will be my first buying amount? $100 divided by 10. What will be my first buying amount? How many margin calls will I open? How many margin calls will I open? 10. Now, how many of you see that this is feelings? The other one is very fearful, and this one is medium fearful. Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood that. Simple. Give me a yes if you have understood. The other one is very fearful. He says, I want to go with my first $5 so that I have so many margin calls. Then the other one says, those amount, and I open drops. Are we learning? Those are basic settings. Are we learning? Those are basic. Anyone can do. They are basic. I don't know if people are learning. Now, I would advise that if someone has $100, that is the worst scenario you can give. Now, if I have $200, I can still decide the same thing. I can say, I will trade one coin with $100 today and leave my $100 unused. Then the one says, me, I would bring all my $200 exposed on one coin. Then someone says 200 divided by 5. How many margin calls will I get? $200 divided by 5. How many margin calls do I get? 40. Thank you. So I put 40 here. Put 40 here. I know some want to write 39, but I'm keeping it basic. Because even if one call is not bought, it's not a big deal. Then another person says, me, I want my robot, whenever it is dropping 1%, whenever the market drops by 1%, 1%, 1%, it means this person will wait until the market drops 40%. So whenever it drops 1%, it puts in $5, $5, $5, $5. Then another says, me, I want whenever my market drops by 0.5. Whenever the market drops by 0.5, it puts in $5, $5, $5, $5, $5. So it is 0.5 times 40 times, which is 20%. Are we connecting that these are just emotions disturbing people? One is okay when the market drops by 20%. Another one is okay when the market drops by 40%. Are we learning? These are basic. I'm putting aside my Buran strategy, my buy by poverty, because people get confused. These are basic settings. They have sent you a signal, let me say with a drop of 6%, but for you, you are not feeling okay. You feel bad when the market goes against you. Come and open a drop of 40%. Give me a yes in the chat if you are learning. Come and open your margin calls and say, yeah, I want whenever my market drops by 1%, 40 times. I get heart attack. The heart moves the other side. My intestine gets behind. The signal is 6%. I have experience. When the market goes against me, I feel, come and open. You have your $300. You say, I want my first buying amount to be $10. 300 divided by $10. I get 30 margin calls. On the margin call drop here. On the margin call drop here, me, I want 30%. Is that hard? Is that hard? People, my hearty, my intestine, when the coin is in ready, la 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 la, oh lo lo lo, hey, I feel bad. Open 30%. You have your $500. When the market goes against you, you are getting diarrhea. Why do you go with my Buran strategy? Why do you go with my super buy by poverty strategy? Don't struggle. You have decided to say you want to trade this coin with $500 and you want your first buying amount to be 20. How many margin calls will you open? How many margin calls will you open? 25. It means whenever the market will drop by 1 here, you will put 1. Whenever the market will drop, you will be putting in $20. Now, you have 25 margin calls. The drop is 6, but for you, you want a 25% drop. Come and put a 1 here. Whenever the market will drop 25 times with 1%, your robot will be putting in $20. Is that clear? Is that clear? Especially people have emotions. If your emotions are very hard and you say $500, me, I want my robot to buy with $5. Am I clear? I want whenever the market drops, it buys with the $5. You have a choice to come and say on the multiple buying ratio here, whenever the market drops 1 time, I feel bad. My heart, my intestine, my backbone, my leg, I'm shivering. I didn't sleep. Come and say $500. I want whenever my market drops 1 time, $500 divided by 5. 5 to be my first buying amount. Am I making sense to someone? Am I making sense to someone? Open as many margin calls as you want because people had become an issue. Open, yes, the signal is a 5%, but for you, when sometimes the market changes, your backbone gets into your heart, your neck gets on top of your head, your shoe is already 100 meters away from you because the market has gone red. Why do you argue on your next trade? Change your first buying amount to 5 or to 10 or to 20. It's up to you. And you open as many as you can. Give me a 2 in the chat if that is clear. This is basic. This is basic information. Basic. You are saying on the here on the drop size, here on the drop size, you can say I will put a 1-1. All I will put a 0.2. Then you say I will put a 0.5. Whenever the market will drop 0.5, so 0.5 times 10 times, it is a 5%. 0.5 times 20 times is a 10%. Is that easy or it is hard? But these issues, my heart is at the roof, my phone is pumping, because there are people like me who are okay when the coin goes red. But someone calls you, I'm now seated on a banana leaf. Then you say, why are you on a banana leaf? The coin is in red. I'm now in a mango tree. My leader, I'm seated on top of a leaf of a sugar cane. Why are you seated on the top of a leaf of a sugar cane? It's about to break. Then someone tells you, because I traded Shiba and the coin is red. It is now 2 days, the coin is not returning. Please save the sugar cane. Save the sugar cane. My leader, I'm about to sit in the middle of the road. Why do you want to sit? Because for 2 days I'm not making profit. Now, for you people who are in floating loss, and you say, I want to make more profit while in floating loss, I want also to speak to you. Yes, people can sit on top of a sugarcane leaf. Me, I'm telling you, people call me. In the middle of the road because the coin has gone red. I tell you a lot of things. People call me. My leader, I'm about to sit on a hole. You say, why do you want to sit on a hole? It's going to cut you, my friend. No, unless you do something about it. Now, I want to answer people. The market is against you. You are in floating loss. Let me get an example of a floating loss here. You are on floating loss. For example, there is one here. Can we see this floating loss here? I'm not drinking oxygen. Now, I also want to be clear. Can I be clear? When you are trading and you cannot handle issues to do with the current price signals, ignore them. Give me a 2 in the chat if I'm clear. Most times, signals with the current price are coins that are pumping. It is very easy for a signal with the current price to swallow your leg. They are very good signals. The market is usually, these signals, they move out fast. But sometimes these signals can break your leg. Give me a yes in the chat if you understand. What I mean by breaking your leg, the market can go against you massively. I don't know if I'm making sense. Give me a 1 in the chat if I'm making sense. So, if you cannot handle high pressure, do not trade current price signals. Write for me a yes if you have understood. If you cannot handle pressure, leave current price signals. Since I entered it in the morning, it is not selling. My heart, others are posting profits. Me, I'm not seeing anything. Go with preset price signals. Why? Because for them, they will not bring feelings. Preset price signals delay in the market, but they don't have issues. Give me 1 in the chat if I'm clear. Preset price signals, they delay, but they don't bring heart attack. Current price signals deliver fast, but they bring heart attack. Give me a yes in the chat if you know what I mean. Yes, people on Telegram, Immediately you enter solidly. But one time, when it catches your rib, especially you people want to sit on top of a sugarcane tree, a sugarcane tree or a sugarcane leaf. I'm not an Englishman. Someone says I'm not understanding. When they send a signal and it is written on current price, it can deliver very fast. But sometimes when the dynamics of the market change, you can stay in that coin for a longer period. If you have understood, give me a 2 in the chat. I'm not here to teach you how to set signals, but I'm just creating. Now, you traded BNX and you already on floating loss. You want to be on floating loss as you make some profit. What do you do? What do you do? First and foremost, you need more capital. Are we together? First and foremost, you need more capital to open more margin calls. Now, I have $183. I want to open more margin call. I just come to this coin that is on floating loss. And I say, how much capital do I have? I have $183. How many margin calls do I want to open? It depends on the first buying amount you want to create. If I want to create 5 to be my first buying amount, how many margin calls will I open more? Give me an answer in the chat. How many margin calls will I open more? You need more money. 36. What if I say, I want my first buying amount to be 10? How many will I open? If I want my first buying amount to be 10, how many will I open? 18. Now, it is up to you. So I'll just come here. They are 12. So it is 12 plus 18. It is 12 plus 18. Now I want my first buying amount to be 10. 12 plus 18, we get how much? 12 plus 18, we get how much? 30. So I'll write 30 here. The 12 have already been bought. Am I clear? The 12 have already been bought. Now I want more 18. Now I come here. If I make my drop size to be 0.5 and the robot buys 18 times, this is where the mathematics comes in. 0.5 is my drop. 18 times, what do I get? 0.5 times 18, what do I get? This is now where you get into mathematics. 9. It means that when this coin drops another 9%, all my margin calls will be bought. Another person may say, me, I want 1%. Am I making it clear? Me, I want 1%. So from where it is, when it drops 18%, do you see that these are feelings? Someone is okay when the market drops 9%. Another one is okay when the market drops 18%. Another one says, me, I need 36 margin calls. Give me a 2 in the chat if you are clear. Now, me as me, I'm okay when this coin drops another 90%. Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood. Me, I have no problem. Am I making sense? Me, I have no problem. So I will say, sure. Now, if you have issues with floating loss and you don't want the market to put your money first in the market, always trade with the AI margin call on. What does the AI margin call do? It prevents the robot when the market drops by 0.5. and it rises by 0.01, it will put in your money immediately. But if you have the AI margin call on, the robot will delay to put in your money immediately. Give me one in the chat if you have understood that. It will look for a good reverse of the market. So if you don't want the robot to put in your money immediately, switch on the AI margin call. But for this case, me, I'm not interested. I will switch on my margin calls. I want my robot to buy another 9%. And you see, how many of you have seen that it has bought the 13th time? What will be the first buying amount we need to change? How many of you have seen that it has bought the 13th time? So, when I tap here on sub-bin mode, you see, it has bought at an average price of this. It has bought 6 coins and it has put in 9.9910. How many of you are seeing this? 9.9910. Now, why are these different? Because the exchanger where I'm buying these coins is not owned by me. This exchanger, whenever you buy, it charges you something. This exchanger, whenever you sell, it charges you something. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood that. So if you want to reduce on the charges, come to your exchange. Either Binance or what. For security purpose, I will not share my, but I already have shared. Now what am I saving? 0. Already have shared my account. Okay. Now, I know nobody will have time to add the total. But you come here on convert small assets to BNB and always make sure that in your account you have some BNB. So I will tap here, convert small assets to BNB, and they will load. So I will convert all these small assets to BNB. Make sure you are not putting coins that you are trading. So I will convert 30 coins. I will convert 30 coins to BNB. Now, you see, let me get back here in my account. You see, now I have some $3 in my BNB. It means that instead of the exchange charging me on the coin, it will charge on BNB. So it means that when my robot will be buying, it will be buying with almost the exact amount. I would recommend that every month, every end of the month, convert small assets to BNB, all at the end of the week. You just tap here, convert small assets to BNB. If you are using HTX, convert small assets to HTX. If you are using OKX, convert small assets to OKB. If you have understood, give me a yes in the chat. Now, let me go back to the coin. Now, when you open more margin calls, stop having sleepless nights. Someone decided to say that if you are fearful, set a drop of 50%. Hey, if you have heart attack, say, I'm going to open 36 margin calls, but whenever the market drops 5%, let my robot buy. Put big drops, don't put 0.2. Don't put 1, put big drops, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20. Because these are your feelings. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood. Don't put 0.5 like me. Don't put 1. Me, I've said if I put 1, it will be 18%. But for you, when this coin drops 18% from here, you get diarrhea. You get diarrhea. Now, instead of you getting diarrhea on the coin and not sleeping, you are in your bed. Every time you are checking your phone, has it sold? Has it sold? Now, why did you buy the robot? Some of you, even you are married men and women. It is night, people see you on the phone the whole night as if you are doing anything. But you are having heart attack. Why did you buy the robot? When you open the margin call, sleep calmly. Sleep like a baby. Huh? Don't sleep like a block person. You open the margin calls, but you are dreaming. Has it sold? Has it sold? Where is my phone? Has it sold? Some of you, even you are charging your phones alongside your beds, you'll get issues. Sleep away from your phones. These phones have electromagnetic effects. They will affect you. Put your phone very far, sleep calmly. When it is waking up time, you check your phone. Am I clear? I see people are getting annoyed, but are we learning? Are we learning? Today I said I will do basic training. Basic training. Because when I don't do basic training, people sweat plasma. People sweat plasma. Now I have a question. How many of you see that even if my capital is in here, I still have some balance? Give me a yes in the chat if you see this. Although my capital has been swallowed up there, I have my balance. Now I have a question. I have a question. Why is it that some of you fight your capital? Someone decided to say, I will trade $500 per coin. Then hardly he has put in coin 1. As he's still there, they post coin 2. They post coin 3, coin 4, coin 5. On coin 5, he starts getting he starts getting, you know what they call an itch, something itching them. And immediately he enters coin 2, coin 3, because on the group they have posted solid, BNX solid, Tunku solid, Koniti solid. Now he gets in all the coins. He gets in all the coins. And now the market changes. Huh? Then the market changes and all the coins float. How many of you have seen that happen to you? You see people posting solid. It's like, hey, but mine is still, what? But I have my balance. You enter all your balance in all the coins, the market changes, and all your capital gets stuck. Now you start posting in a group. For us, we have been here for some time. Since we joined the coins are not selling. You ask someone, send me a screenshot. He sends you a betting receipt with 1,000 coins, $10, 3, 5, 10, 20, 2, 5, 3, a betting receipt. Someone is betting on crypto. And he stays in the business. How much capital? How much margin call to put in any capital? It is up to you. The first question you ask yourself, I have $200. Am I willing to put my $200 in margin calls? If it is yes, ask yourself the second question. What do I want to be my first buying amount? If you have your $200 and you want your first buying amount to be 5, divide 200 by 5 and you get the number of margin calls. How deep do I want to go with this coin? Let me say I've got 40 margin calls. How deep? How deep do I want to go with this coin? Do I want to go 40%? If it is 40%, put 1 on the margin call draw. If you want 20%, put a 0.5. If you want 10%, put a 0.2. Am I clear? Now, I want also to go to something else as I come to the end of my basic training tonight. Now you are here, the coin is in red. But you did not switch on the AI like I have not switched on the AI. But you see the coin is in -9. You are asking your third question. Why is it that my robot is not buying more margin calls? Then what you say, okay, how much is the balance? You come down here. I know what people do. You come down here. How much is the balance? You said the robot is delaying me. It is not buying. The coin is in red. The robot is not buying. Now I want it to buy more margin calls. Because you know, you change the strategy mode. Let me say to sub-bid mode, real-time settlement. So you want the robot to keep buying so that it can sell. So what you do, let me put in all the money. So you come here, you tap on buy. You tap on buy, market price, you bring in the balance, $173. Then you say, good news, good news. It will move from -9, now it becomes -7. I want to warn you that you can put in all this money and the coin continues going down. Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood that. Do not randomly invest in your money unless you are sure that this coin is going to go up. You see the coin is at -8. You are here. It is not buying. And for you, you want the robot to buy. The coin is in ready. The robot is not buying more margin calls. Me, I want my robot to buy more margin calls. So you emotionally become unsatisfied because of the delay. So you open the coin and you manually put in the money by yourself. How many of you have done that? Then it continues dipping. And since you did that, it has not yet returned. Give me a 2 in the chat if you will calculate. Do not buy when you have opened more margin calls unless you are sure that this coin is going to rise. Stop complaining. Now it is at -10. It is not buying more. It is not buying more. Why is it over delaying me? You want I want it to buy more. Then you can't buy. You will sit on the leaf of the sugar cane without this coin returning. I promise you. You will sit on the leaf of a sugar cane. Market price. Let me put in all of the money. It is over delayed. Then you tap sure. You will sit on the top of the sugar cane. I'm going to post English videos. But now, on Friday, because now time is done, I'll be here to answer a question. How do I know that this coin is going to pump? You know too much of anything. But on Friday, I'll be here. This moving averages, MACD, RSI, so that you can look at the coin before you come and put in your money. I hope today was a nice lesson. Too much of anything is always bad. We meet on Friday. Today is a Wednesday, 1 day to go. And then there I will go into how do you know that this coin is going to do well? How do you pick a coin by yourself? Today I defined what is floating loss. I also was able to talk about how to overcome floating loss is by having more capital, opening more margin calls, and I've also been able to define how you open up more margin. Trading is how you feel. If you feel when the market goes against you, feel bad, open so many margin calls. But if you're like a Kabanda and you okay, enjoy your trades. We have all strategies for you. I've said if you cannot handle If you cannot handle floating loss, open so many margin calls. Even if they send you a signal of 2%, you open 100 margin calls. If they send you with a drop of 5%, and for you, you want 60%, open in calls. Am I making sense? If you have understood and learned something today, give me a tweet in the chat. This training is onto the YouTube channel already. Please check it if you have not understood and be able to learn something tonight. God bless you and have a fantastic day. We meet on Friday. I will be the first speaker in the morning session to talk about. I better have good news. I have good news. I have good news. I have good news. I have good news. I'm going to start bringing you every Wednesday. I hope God enables this happen. Every Wednesday, we have been able to partner with the CEOs of all exchanges. Okay, so we are going to be bringing you CEOs. We are going to be bringing you experts from Binance. We are going to bring you an expert from Binance. We are going to bring you an expert from Bybit. We are going to bring you an expert from OKX. We are going to also to bring you CEOs or experts from different blockchains. Okay, we bring you an expert from Ethereum. We bring you an expert from Solana. We bring you an expert from Cardano. We're going to be bringing you different experts from different exchanges, different blockchains for education purposes. This is going to be one of our next biggest partnership as the crypto ambassadors. I had long calls today with so many people in the crypto market space, and they have given us the trust. We have really stood the test of time, and it is one of the amazing. She learns so much from the market space. So Wednesdays in the evening, I'm going to start very, very soon. I'll be announcing when these partnerships are going to come up, and we are going to be able to receive trainees from different blockchains, trainees from different exchanges, come here and educate us, me and you, with different knowledge, okay? I don't understand the drop they put on a signal. It is already written on the word drop. It is always written on. Go to the YouTube channel, Crypto Ambassadors, how a signal looks like. Those videos are there. So this is going to be one of our next moves. I hope either by the 20th of August or the 1st of September, this is going to be taking place here onto our Zooms. And I want to be grateful to my friends in UAE and all the different exchanges that have been able to receive this message from us. And the best is yet to come from the crypto ambassadors. So we are bringing you all this to make sure that we empower you. So we want to thank the CEOs of different exchanges for providing us this new wave to allow the crypto ambassadors be educated about the crypto world. In all that will be taught here, I don't have any financial advice to you. It is just knowledge and entertainment purposes. So it will be up to you how you absorb the knowledge and how you use the knowledge to make sure that you become very, very successful in the crypto market space. Having said that, friends, I want to wish you a perfect evening. See you tomorrow in the morning and in all the trainings that keep coming. God bless you. Have a blessed night. Me, from my side, I'll see you on Friday in the morning and maybe in the evening on these calls. God bless you, and I wish you all the best.